You're a real piece of work wanting my forgiveness.
Mom, please.
I don't know what you're dying of, but I hope it's slow and painful.
She's not your mother.
You have a super day.
Allison Janney is TV's hardworking mom, winning a pair of Emmys for her role in the long-running CBS series Mom. Now she's considering what comes next in her jam-packed career, as we're about to hear from Tracy Smith.
So you like being home. You're a homebody. I love it.
If she had her way, Allison Janney would spend a lot more time here at her LA home with her dogs.
Sit in the backyard, look up at the palm trees.
But our visit was a rare moment of quiet in a career that's been anything but. You might remember her as Press Secretary C.J. Craig in TV's The West Wing.
Thank you, everybody.
We're both in Alcoholics Anonymous.
Mom, it's Alcoholics Anonymous, not Alcoholics Tell Your Waiter.
But for the past 8 years, she's been the mom in Mom, the hit comedy on CBS. And she was as surprised as anyone when she learned this season would be her last.
So was it a bit of a shock?
Yeah, it was a shock. I have my own theories, but I've been told not to express them. But listen, 8 years is a great long run for a show.
Hi, I'm Bonnie. I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Bonnie.
I've been sober for, oh man, where's my watch?
Her character, Bonnie Plunkett, is a woman recovering from addiction.
But like everything in sobriety, you don't have to face it alone. You have me.
You have all of us.
Yeah.
And her shows become something of a beacon to others who struggle with addiction issues in real life.
This show has had a deep effect on people.
Yeah, you know, it's one thing to be part of a show that entertains, which in and of itself is a wonderful thing, but to also have an impact on people who are in recovery or people who have loved ones or family members who are going through it, to make recovery more approachable option.
You could look at it this way. Your cash and prizes are being in a healthy marriage and repairing your relationship with your daughter.
Ugh, I'd rather have actual cash and prizes.
The final episode of Mom will air later this week, and that makes her kind of uneasy.
I hate change. It makes me, I get afraid. I always have to let something go and not knowing what's next. I think the biggest thing I need to learn how to say is no. No.
You're not good at saying no.
I'm terrible at saying no.
You're a taker. Every cent I made went to your skating and you took it. What do you want?
But look what can happen when Allison Janney says yes.
I made you a champion. Knowing you'd hate me for it. That's the sacrifice a mother makes. I wish I'd had a mother like me instead of nice. Nice gets you
In 2017's I, Tanya, she was so convincing as Tanya Harding's mother, Lavana, it looked like the role had been written for her, which in fact it was, by her good friend, screenwriter Stephen Rogers. But at the time, Allison was overbooked.
And I was telling Stephen, honey, you may have to make this movie without me because I don't think it's going to work.
Allison Janney,
In the end, she made it work, and it paid off big with an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
I did it all by myself. I love that I have an Oscar, and I never thought it was going to be possible for me. Truly, at a certain point, I just sort of gave up on that dream.
So where do you keep these things?
Well, the Oscars moved around, depending on who's coming over. Well, I should have put it just, back there.
Just subtly,
Damn
yes.
it. Why didn't I think of that?
Wherever her statue is, it's dedicated to her brother, Hal.
And this is for Hal. You're always in my heart. Thank you very much.
Hal Janney lost his own battle with addiction 10 years ago, but his big sister says she still calls him now and again.
My favorite time to talk to him was when I was in the car driving someplace, so I always think of him when I'm in the car. And I still have his phone number, and I dial it.
You dial his phone number?
His phone number.
Can you hear his voice?
No, it's not there. I just dial it, and
What does that do?
I I just miss his sense of humor, really.
Are you okay? Is she having a stroke? Do you smell toast? Wait, I smell toast. Am I having a stroke? No, we're in a diner. Carry on.
Like most other shows, Mom shut down last year when the pandemic closed the studio. But the time off turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Seems Allison's own mom in Dayton, Ohio, needed her.
So you moved home for a while during the beginning of the pandemic.
My mother had gotten a diagnosis of cancer, and so I flew back to see her, and I'm forever grateful for that, even though it was incredibly difficult and heartbreaking and really hard, and ultimately she lost her battle and she died in October of 2020. So I wasn't there with her at the very end, which breaks my heart, but so glad I was there to.
As sad as last year was, it actually gave Janney a chance to finally do something she'd long wanted to do: cut her hair.
And I said, let's do it, let's cut it. And to be able to run my hands through my hair and have it just be my hair is just, it feels so great. It was pretty funny though when I came to show up for our first Mom episode in October when we started in 2020. The producers were like, what have you done? Bonnie can't, how are we going to explain this? I'm like, you guys, I've been wearing a wig since season 1.
They didn't even know.
None of them knew that I'd been wearing a wig. So, now all of America knows that I was wearing a wig. See how my dogs pay attention to me?
The new do is proof Allison Janney is always up for something different. She'll actually make her debut as an action hero sometime soon, but not today.
I got to protect myself a little because I'm tired. It's been a long run of back-to-back things, and I do need to take some time for myself.
What does that mean?
I don't know. What does it mean? I think it means like going off on one of those meditation journeys or someplace where you go where you're not allowed to talk for a week.
Does that appeal to you?
Yes. I have no idea, but I'd like to be open to whatever else might be out there for me. Maybe, I'm not going to say that.
Oh, come on. Where were you going with that?
I was like, maybe marriage and kids. At 61, what the hell? It's not too late for marriage and kids. Somebody else's kids,
You could totally do that.
So after that, then maybe a meditation retreat.
We'll see.
We'll see.